welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. Oh yes! So what are we going to review today? Well, we are going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Constructicon Scrapper. Yes, the leader of the Constructicons himself. I finally got him. Yay! So, well, I got questions about him being a Voyager, but I do understand why he is a Voyager, and I'll say why in a little bit. So, let us check him out fully, and we shall see if he is truly worth having in the collection. So, let's go! Now, of course, we need to take a quick look at the packaging here. So we have a nice, beautiful image of Scrapper in his robot mode and in his construction vehicle mode. Transformers Studio Series, the Transformers, the movie, Constructicon Scrapper. And on this side of the box, Autobot symbol. Yeah, sure, why not? We got Voyager class right here. And a little bit more Scrapper. On top here, the Transformers the movie, Constructicon Scrapper. And on this side of the box, we have a nice image there of Devastator himself. And you can collect and combine 1 of 5. Sure. And on the back of the box, we got the obligatory product shots. We got the robot mode and the vehicle mode, and what you can do with the robot mode, 17 steps of transformation. And the screen capture from the film itself, which is quite nice. And got the bio that says Scrapper is the engineer and designer for the Constructicons. He combines with other Constructicons to form Devastator. Yes! So that is basically it for the packaging itself right there. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Studio Series 86 Scrapper in his vehicle mode. And he turns to this construction vehicle. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I forgot what it's called. Is it a front loader? Could be a front loader, I'm not sure. It's definitely not a bulldozer, because Bone Crusher is the bulldozer. This one, I forgot what it's called. I think it's a front loader. Yeah, maybe. I think it's a front loader. I don't know. If you know exactly what construction vehicle this is, please let me know down in the comments. Please, please, please. I appreciate it. I appreciate it to tell me. I appreciate you to tell me what kind of construction vehicle this is, because I forgot what it's called. But anyway, it's a green construction vehicle, and it looks good. It looks good in vehicle mode, in my personal opinion, I will say. And yeah, apparently he's a Voyager class figure, so yeah. I mean, there's one thing that does make him a Voyager. You know, there's one thing, and I'll show that off once we get down to transformation. But anyway, but let's get close here so you can take a look at the details. You know, not much detailing, you know, with this guy. You know, it's supposed to be cartoon accurate, so not supposed to be any detailing that much, you know. No, not supposed to be. Anyway, not a lot of paint either, because, you know, it's supposed to be cartoon accurate, and this is what it looks like in the cartoon, so I can't complain. Anyway, so it does have purple paint for the windows on the side here. Maybe there's purple paint on the front there. I'm not sure. There's silver paint for the rims, which is quite nice. I do quite like that. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the paint. As far as articulation goes, you can actually move this bucket up here if you want to. You can untap all this and just bring this up like so. Use that hinge however you want, you know. Do whatever you want with that if you really want to. And he does roll. He rolls very, very smoothly, which is quite nice. So actually, before we get down to comparisons, we'll have to talk about the accessories that he includes. He includes well, not one, you know, hey not one, not two, but 3 accessories right here. So he comes with his natural gun, which is quite reminiscent of the G1 cartoon, which is quite nice. And he does come with a Devastator weapon. So yeah, he comes with this big chunk right here of blaster or whatever. And you know, hey, it looks good, nicely molded, nicely detailed and everything. And it comes with the big cannon that it plugs into. This plugs. Yeah, it comes with a big cannon right here. So for Devastator, obviously. So of course you can just combine these two guns into one, and as you can see that there is to plug it in a specific way. There's a little tab sticking out, and it goes into that little notch right there. So just plug that in, and that locks in very nice and secure like. And there you go. There we have the big gun of Devastator, which is quite nice. Very nice. I like that. Now you can actually store these weapons in the vehicle mode. There is a tab right here that's meant to go into that slot right in there. So just plug this in just like so. And then for this one, there is a tab that will go into the slot right on top here, and that would just tab in right in there like so. And then this gun will plug into that port right there. So just plug that in, and there you go. There you have weapon storage in the vehicle mode. And it's a little bit ridiculous, but hey, it's weapon storage if you really want the weapon storage to happen. So, but anyway, let me just remove these weapons out of the way. Get them out of the way, and we will get down to some size comparisons. And of course, here we have Studio Series 86 Scrapper compared with the old Combiner Wars Scrappers. You can see how they look with one another. One thing I really like about this Scrapper is that he has the Decepticon symbol on top here, and a little bit more purple paint for the windows and windshields, and a little bit more color right here, and I appreciate it for that. But me personally, you know, this green is a little bit too bright for my liking. I prefer this cartoon accurate green. Just me. Just my personal opinion, my personal preference. So to each their own. But hey, which one do you like better? You like this one because of the size, or do you like this one better because it looks cartoon accurate? Hey, you tell me. You tell me in the comments. I will say this one has the more solid alt mode compared to this one, because this one, not that solid. Comes untabbed way too easily. But other than that, you know, you know, it worked. It worked well enough of its time, but you know, this one definitely way more solid. That's just how I feel, you know. But there you go. Let's move on to the last size comparison for today. And there we go. There we have Scrapper compared with his teammates here, Bone Crusher, and they look really good together. They really look good together. It's nice to have a new set of Constructicons, and yeah, very excited to complete Studio Series 86 Devastator. My gosh. Woo! I'm very excited, man. I'm super excited. So there you go. That's pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with the vehicle mode itself. You know, it's basic, it's simple, you know, it gets straight to the point, you know. Hey, so let us transform this guy into his combined mode. Now, the instructions do not show you how to get him to combined mode, but the combined mode instructions have been revealed online. That's right. There are images of the combined mode instructions on the TFW 2005 website, and I will splice an image of the combined mode instructions for Scrapper right here. As you can see, just take a look at that for a little bit here, and I'll have this disappear in 3, 2, 1. There you go. It disappeared. now you don't know anymore. So, but yeah, that is how you get Scrapper into combine mode, and I'm going to show you how to get him into combine mode officially. So now you can see that there's this panel right here that flips out like so. So what you do is you just bring this over and just clip that on right here like so, and then make sure your thumb is on that. Just clip that on fully and bring this section up just like so, like that. Now we're going to take the arms and just untab them from the sides here like so, and then there is, as you can see, there's a tab that is meant to go to the slot for alt mode. Now for combine mode, you want to rotate this around, so now that this tab will go into the slot right in there. So just bring this over, and that will tab in right there. Do the same thing on the other side. Just untab that, just bring this out a little bit, and then rotate this around, and that will tab into that slot right there. And then as far as this goes, you want to rotate this around like so. Rotate that around just like that, and then rotate this around like so. Rotate it at the elbow, just rotate it like so, and then flip out this section right here, flip out the fist, like so, and that gives Devastator more stability right there. And the last thing to do is just bring this over a little bit so you can actually rotate this around, and this will tab in, and this section right here will tab into those little notches right there. Just bring this over, tab that in, that will solidify everything, and there we go. There you have Scrapper, fully transformed into his combined mode. And yeah, it's a Devastator foot, alright. Whoops, I didn't have this tab in all the way. There we go. You want to tab it all the way? There we go. Yeah, that's a big foot right here. It's a green mean foot. Now, here's why he is billed as a Voyager class figure, is because that Devastator needs a very strong ankle tilt right there. So he does have an ankle tilt right there. So yeah, he has an ankle tilt built into the figure. So that's why he is a Voyager class, because it's very expensive to build in a ratcheted ankle tilt into the figure. So that's why he's more expensive than Bone Crusher. So it's still kind of a stretch, selling him as a Voyager. I agree. Yes, it's still kind of a stretch because the size is not really a Voyager size. But honestly, I don't really care anymore because it's more in terms of engineering, and this guy has a combined mode. So yeah, he does more to get into combined mode. So, but anyway, from here it's pretty easy to get into robot mode. So let's do that. So now just untab this section right here, just bring this out all the way, and just rotate this around like so, and straighten out the arm, rotate the arm around, and there we have an arm all done. Do the same thing on your side, just untab this, bring this out, rotate, bring it down, rotate it around, and boom, we got an arm all done like so. And then just take the feet right here, just untab them, and just bring this down, and take the feet, flip them out. They will untab it. They will untab from here. There we go. Tabs in very securely. And just untab it right there. That's like so. And then bring this whole section down just like that. And this will tab into those slots right in there. Just tab all this in. And of course you want to split the legs. It's already did it for me. Thank you. Anyway, just straighten this out. Straighten his legs like so. And then of course you want to take this whole section here. Actually, you want to unclip this section first. Just flip this back, and then untab this, and then bring this over, just like so. And then I need to zoom out, so you can see what I'm doing, and just open up the chest, and then flip out his head, like so. Close that up, and boom, there we have Scrapper, fully transformed into his robot mode. And he looks pretty good in my opinion. I will say this is a very nice looking G1 Scrapper. Very cool. So pretty much cartoon accurate to the animation model here. Very well done, I will say. Very nice. Very nice. I mean, of course the toy has to have more detail to it, but still looks very cartoon accurate to the animation model as far as I'm concerned. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that Scrapper head sculpt. It's a very nice looking blocky head sculpt, I would say. Very much love it. I really much dig the head sculpt here. Nice over paint of the forehead there, nice over paint for the mouth plate, and a little bit of red paint for the visor. And we got some more color revealed in robot mode. You got the Decepticon symbol on the chest here, nice over paint on the chest, a little bit of red, a little bit more black here. And silver paint for the thighs as well. It looks very nice. I do quite like that. And yeah, and of course, he has more paint than Bone Crusher. He has a big ankle rocker here, very expensive ankle rocker in there. For Devastator. That's why he doesn't have a waist swivel. They had to sacrifice the waist swivel for the ankle tilt. So yeah. But all in all, looks very, very good in my personal opinion. Yes, he does have some hollow legs, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I don't care about what the back looks like. From the front, he looks he looks great in my personal opinion. So, and now as far as articulation goes, yeah, I need to raise up the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. And for the head sculpt here, he can actually rotate a full 360. He can look up a little bit, can't really look down. The shoulders can rotate a full 360, can move in and out. You do have a butterfly joint, which is quite nice. You do have a bicep rotation. You have an elbow joint, about 90 degrees of bend there. It can bend backwards if you really wanted to. And the hands can move inward due to transformation. Nothing at the wrist due to the way it's molded. And nothing at the waist again because it's, you know, he has the ankle tilt there. So, but there we go. Anyway, the legs can move out that far, can move back that far. He can do the full splits. He has a thigh rotation, knee bend about 90 degrees. The feet can move up due to transformation, and of course, he has a lot of ankle tiltage. Man, he has a lot of ankle tilt. He has a lot of ankle tiltage. Wow, man, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So now, let's talk about how he can wield his weapons. Well, you can just give him the natural gun right here, like so. But if you don't want to use this natural gun, you want to have him hold these two purple guns. There is a post right here on the back, and you can just plug this on to that. It goes in a specific way because this tab will be in the way. So just plug this into that post right here if you really want to store that, and then you can just plug this into his hands. Plug these into his hands if you really want to, and there we go. And he can shoot down. Hey, he can shoot down some Autobots. Yeah, oh yeah, he has so much power. So much gun power, man. Woo! That's a lot of blasting power. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, but yeah, that's a thing. The thing that you can do. You can just have him hold these two big guns if he really wants to. So, let's bring in some size comparisons. And here we have Studio Series 86 Scrapper compared with the Combiner Wars Scrapper. And see, even this guy didn't have a waist swivel because he had to sacrifice it for the ankle tilt for Devastator. Yeah. So basically these guys are in the same boat, you know, in terms of Voyager class. And of course, what this guy does better, of course, he has more articulation because he actually has elbows as opposed to this guy. Yeah. And of course, you know, even though that this guy has ankle tilt, this guy has a lot more ankle tilt. So yeah, definitely way more articulation on this guy compared to him. So he definitely has more color to him, but you know, I very much prefer my cartoon accurate robots. So I like the 86 Scrapper better. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion, to each their own. Anyway, let's move on to the last size comparison for the day. And there you go, there we have 86 Scrapper compared with the 86 Bone Crushers. You can see how the two constructicons look together so far, and they look really good together. Yeah, very nice. We're getting brand new constructicons in 2025. I'm very excited, man. So yeah, 2 down, 4 to go. That's right. So that is it for the robot mode comparisons right here. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Scrapper, and a very nicely done Constructicon figure in my personal opinion. The robot mode looks very good. The alt mode looks good. Transformation is nice. It's simple. It's easy to do. So he's definitely a fun figure to mess with. I really like the fact that they gave him elbow joints, you know, as opposed to the Combiner Wars version. So yeah. That alone makes him way better in the Combiner Wars version, in my personal opinion. And of course, to each their own, you know, if you like the Combiner Wars version better, hey, more power to you. But me personally, I prefer this figure over the Combiner Wars version. He's just more fun. He's just more fun to play with, and you know, I love the fact that he can hold the 2 purple guns if he really wants to, or he can hold the normal cartoon gun, you know, if he really wants to do that as well. And I love the fact that he can actually hide his head in his chest, you know. So in vehicle mode, there's no visible head syndrome, and that's amazing. That's wonderful. Yes, he does not have a waist swivel, but you know, there's a reason to it because The reason is that the ankle tilt is built into the figure, and that is for Devastator because he transforms into the leg of Devastator, and it is so important for him to have that ankle tilt, for stability, And that ankle tilt is super tight, super stiff, and that's why he is billed as a Voyager. So please do understand that. Do not hate on Scrapper just because he does not have a waist swivel. No. One piece of articulation does not lacking a piece of articulation does not mean the figure is bad. The figure is actually pretty good. He's pretty good, pretty solid, very fun to mess with and all that stuff. So yeah. Plus, I'm gonna keep him in combined mode anyway. Once I get all the constructicons into my collection, I'm gonna combine them into Devastator and leave them there for a long period of time. So that's just how I roll. That's just how I feel when I get combiners. Just leave them in combined mode forever. So, but there you go. That's pretty much it there. So, if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just going to give him a solid, maybe 8.5 out of 10. I will say 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a good score for this guy. Yeah, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Yeah, I've got really no complaints about the figure here. Just very solid dude. Really like him. I really dig him. He's only an 8.5 out of 10 because, sometimes I question why he's a Voyager, but I can understand completely why he's a Voyager. So, because of the ankle tilt. So, but there we go. And of course, the hollowness back here, but hey, it's the back, I don't really care. But again, would have been nice if they actually filled in the back a little bit more, just be more mindful of that. So, but there we go. That is pretty much it for today's video review. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, yay! And of course, if you want to see more reviews like this, be sure to click that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed. So I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Constructicon Scrapper. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all of one, and I'll see you guys next time. Scrapper!
Alita, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching, smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.